Guys, welcome back. It's episode 2 of the Odd Ones podcast with your hosts, me, Reese.
And me, Fraser. Sounding like you're starting an intro to a YouTube video then. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be playing Minecraft Let's Play.
Minecraft Let's Play.
Yeah. Okay, so at dinner we were talking about the topic of death. And I know that sounds a bit morbid, but I promise we'll shed a bit of light on this conversation. But you said it was scaring you. You said you were shitting yourself. Why?
I don't think I said it quite like that.
And I don't think you were quite literally shitting yourself.
Yeah, well, you don't know. You don't know that.
I didn't smell it at the dinner table, so I kept it in quite well.
Alright, no, I wouldn't say. Just death's a bit of a scary topic.
Why?
No, just the thought of not knowing. It's not. I guess, if everyone knew what was going on, it'd be like, if you knew that you were gonna live afterwards, people probably just be like, "Fuck it, let's just kill ourselves and just reset in the next life."
I think one of the coolest concepts of life is the fact that we don't know what happens after death, because we're well curious human beings. We know more. Apparently, we know more about space than we do what's in the sea, and it's literally impossible to figure out what happens after you die. And I think that's fucking cool because it's a mystery. You will only find out when you die. It's not like you can die, come back, and be like, well, this is what happens. Because no one's going to believe you.
That's true. Yeah, no, that's a true thing, but it would be interesting to know. But there's no way of knowing unless the mediums actually were true and just instead of asking these questions, just ask these real questions like what happens after you die? Are you in heaven? Are you in hell right now?
But right now, as we live.
No, the mediums that like speak to the dead.
Right.
You never seen those TV shows?
I
don't.
Well, I didn't know that was a word. Well, I heard of mediums. I just needed it defined to me.
Yeah, no, yeah, mediums. They're like the people that have the TV shows where they have the family members there, and then they reach out to their dead family members or friends, and they be like, "Oh,
Do you believe in the TV shows that do that? I think it's just for views, to be honest.
no, because they're obviously just going off what they've obviously been told something maybe, and then they've just gone off.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I believe in ghosts.
Oh, 100% do believe in
But
ghosts. Yeah.
I don't believe that what they show in TV shows is true, because otherwise, how would they make their money? Like, they have to fake it to an extent to keep it going, because if they based it on real experiences, if they did exist, it'd probably be very far and few between, if that's the right way of saying it. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be very rare for them to get an actual experience and be able to make a TV episode out of it.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's I know it's not the same thing, but the David Attenborough, his TV shows, they're like, oh, this only happens once in 100
Once
years.
in a blue moon.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, we're lucky enough to catch it. I'm like, do you just have cameras there like 24/7? It's like, but with the ghost thing, it is true. Like, how can you have that? How can you happen to have that experience?
Yeah.
I don't believe in the whole TV show things. I believe there is. Well, I don't know. Well, I can't 100% say, oh yeah, ghosts exist, blah blah blah. But I am very intrigued in that whole ghosts and if they're real or not, and how we see them, and is it just our minds wanting us to see it, or
Well, you've seen a lot of shit and have a lot of crazy stories.
well,
So,
yeah, but I never say, oh, whenever I tell a story like that, I never go, oh yeah, I definitely saw this. I'm like, I had this experience, but I'm not 100% sure if it's my mind telling me that I saw it,
Yeah.
or I actually, because I don't actually. I've only had like seen 3, but I mostly have a feeling. But then I don't know if that feeling's just
Sixth Sense.
could be.
But you've it's not with the story of your girlfriend's granddad's funeral. That's not just you.
No, that's true.
Did you want to tell the story?
Yeah, I'll tell the story for everyone. So it was my girlfriend's granddad's funeral. Felt something. So I told my girlfriend afterwards. I explained the whole thing, and I think it was about a week later. I went round her house, and her mum wrote something down on a piece of paper, and said, "Explain to me what you saw when and blah blah blah." I said, "Okay." So it wasn't in the middle, but it wasn't at the end. It was sort of like that weird in between bit
Right.
where it's more. It's
Getting towards the
yeah,
end.
getting towards the end, but it wasn't the middle. I said where it was, where his coffin was. I didn't see anything, but I felt something strong at this time, and I told where what do you call them, the reverend or whatever,
Yeah, yeah.
where he was standing, what he was saying. The moment that I felt it, and then at that moment, my girlfriend's mum opened the piece of paper up, and it said she saw some. I can't remember what she saw. I think it was like a little bit of a shadow, and it exactly where I saw it. She explained it was where the reverend was that I
Yeah.
said. It was pretty much the exact same, but I felt it and she saw it. But the stories were the same, and I didn't know hers, so I couldn't.
She didn't know yours, did she?
Yeah, so I couldn't have changed it to fit hers because I didn't know.
Yeah.
That was the first time I was like, "Oh shit!" Like maybe it's not in my head because someone else also saw something.
Oh yeah, because you have that external validation that it's not in your head because you could just be making it up. We've both seen something too, right? Do you remember that? It's like the only time I've ever seen a ghost.
See, I don't remember when we first saw it, but I remember explaining to you, oh, for like 2 weeks, I saw like this silhouette of a man now and then sometimes I could feel he was there. I couldn't see him, and then sometimes I could see him. And then you were like, I explained like the silhouette, how he was quite tall, slim, and then you're like, oh yeah, we saw him in the old house, but I didn't remember. I couldn't remember. I can't remember seeing him in the old house.
Well, I didn't remember tall. All I remember was because in our old house we shared a bed, a bunk bed, and I think wasn't I at the top?
Yeah, you were at the top house in the barn.
I just remembered one time you stayed you you fell from the top bunk in your sleep. Do you remember that? You fell out of the top bunk. There was even a railing too. You fell down the ladder.
I think yeah, because I think we switched.
I don't know what happened. You
We
managed to
definitely-
fall out of the top bunk though.
For a long while, I was at the bottom, and then you were at the top, and then we switched. So
Yeah.
I probably did fall out. I think I was like reaching down, and I think you grabbed my hand.
I don't think I grabbed. I can't remember. I just remember you falling out. Anyway, I was laying on the top bunk and I was looking out towards the door, because it faced the hallway, and I saw like this black figure, not necessarily in the shape of a person. It's just something. I saw it pass the door, which would have gone into the bathroom. But okay, that's kind of weird. Mum and Dad are in bed. I got up and had a look in the bathroom, and I couldn't see anything. There was nothing there of
Yeah.
what it could have been, and that was pretty cool. That's like the only time I've seen something, and yet well curious about it, but have no sixth sense at all.
Yeah. You know, some people are just blessed, isn't it?
You calling yourself blessed? But then again, you call yourself blessed, which to be fair, I'd say I'm pretty jealous that you can and I can't. You jump well easily. Like
Oh,
you
yeah.
get scared well easily, which
I don't get scared, but I can easily be made to jump.
yeah.
Like, it does. I'm not like scared. I just get loud noises or like sudden loud noises would just make me jump. I wouldn't be like hiding behind a pillow or anything. It would literally, because we were watching Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and I remember it was the scene where he was like sneaking into the house and he knocked over a pot, and I was like, oh fucking Jesus Christ, yeah. So it literally ended like I wasn't scared or anything. It just quick loud noises or
Right. So you don't think the whole having a sixth sense has caused you to be like more like skittish and kind of scared of sudden loud noises?
could be.
No.
But
Well,
as a
could
kid,
be.
I would have like I just because this is why I don't know because sometimes I'd like as a kid I would if I think something's there, then it would start to like my imagination would start to like materialize it. So I don't know if I'm just like doing that with the ghost thing, but normally I'm just doing something. I'm like that's a sort of like a weird feeling over there. It's not as if like I'm like or I really want,
S-
but I don't know what it is. I'm not saying oh yeah that's a ghost like that's 100% ghost like
Yeah.
they exist. Like, I'm not sure. There's no proof evidence to explain that isn't a ghost, and there's no evidence saying that is a ghost. I just think I'd rather say it is a ghost than I'm fucking insane or
Crazy.
something.
Yeah. You could just still be crazy, but blaming it on something, you know?
Yeah, which either one, I don't know what's healthier really, innit?
Do you believe in Ouija boards? Do you think they work?
Nah, I think they're shit. I think you move it,
Subconsciously.
yeah, subconsciously you're like moving it. Never properly done one, and because have had these experiences with ghosts and stuff, I don't really want to. Like, I know even if I think they're a load of rubbish, they very well could not be. And it's like, no point, there's no point risking it.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried once. I don't think we didn't really do it properly. And to be honest with you, I don't think you can do I don't believe they're real either. I do think it is subconsciously in the mind. But if they were real, I don't think you could just buy one off Amazon and use that one. I don't think you could buy some cheap, shitty plastic
No.
one to then start communicating with spirits, you know?
Yeah, because at school, it was one lesson, and my friend printed off a thing called Luigi board off Google Images, just on a A4 plain bit of paper,
Yeah.
and we were just like, I can't remember what we used. I think we just used a ripped up bit of paper and then just pretended to do it. Like you know, it says yes or no.
Yeah.
On this one, I think I can't remember what it said. It's something like Luigi's stuff that he says. Italian, probably.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Uh, what other like spiritual things can you do to communicate with ghosts?
Probably like spells or something. I don't know.
Fuck no.
They normally say like you could just speak out, just ask them, and then if you say, "Can you go away?" and if they go away, they're good, and if you go, "Oh, go away," and they don't go away, they're bad. But then you don't want to risk that because say if like that's your granddad or something, you don't want to
Fuck
go,
off.
"Boy, get lost," and your granddad's like, "All right, fuck you then, mate."
Yeah.
But then you also don't want to say goodbye in case he doesn't go away.
Yeah. looking at the notes, you say your girlfriend has seen Grandad.
Yeah. So the story is I was laying down. And obviously, I go to bed quite late, so I was just watching my phone. Actually, maybe I was asleep, and I can't remember what the situation was. But the next day, she told me,
Yeah.
she was like, in the dining room, there's a picture of Grandad sitting near, standing next to that old car. She was like, oh shit, there's a person in there, in that picture. I was like, yeah, it's my granddad. She was like, oh, I never knew there was a person in it. I saw someone that looked very much like that person in that picture sitting on our bed.
Really?
I was like, really? You sure?
That's crazy.
Yeah, she never saw that, so she couldn't. It wasn't as if she saw that picture, then again saw it later, because she didn't realize there was a person in that picture.
Yeah, but it's wait.
But then
How long
again,
have
it
you
could be
been
that
dating
story.
for those
What?
since then? How long you been dating for up to this? Because that picture's always been in in the dining room, and there is quite obvious that there's a person in that picture. So she's probably subconsciously seen it, kind of thing. You know.
Maybe. Yeah,
But it's pretty cool that she's seen him at the end of it, like, in the bed, which makes me think when you die, because Grandad died at an elderly age. She saw him in a younger age.
I think when if there is an afterlife, because I think there is, but I don't think it's in any way like any films or books or anything. I think it's just completely different, that we have no idea what it is.
Yeah.
Like if there was one, it's something that it's not like we think
I
it
was gonna
is.
say though, do you think they can come back at like their peak age? You know, because if you die as an old man,
I definitely think
like
that you you come back younger, like healthy. You don't, because who wants to, if you die and you're stuck, like if you go wherever you go, you don't want to be when you like
stuck.
old and
Yeah, when you're ill, basically.
yeah. I think you go at your peak age.
Yeah, maybe. Do you think it's weird to think that uh the peak age? I mean, probably not for us two. Might have already passed for us. Our peak of our fitness.
But if you think about it, what if someone dies at say 2,
But then their peak age is like 1.
or when they die, are they old? Do they just go
No,
to their
because I
peak
don't think
age?
they've ever experienced that. I think you can't go because that's almost like dying and then going into the future. Like, which wouldn't happen. You're always just like the present self or a past self. I don't think you could like go into the future and age yourself as a ghost. That'd be well weird.
Yeah, it's weird to think about that. But then if you did, you don't want to be 2, or do you age? You definitely don't age when you're in the afterlife.
No. Well, apparently, if when you do die and when ghosts do come back, apparently they don't know that they're dead. Just I think they're stuck between our plane of existence and death, and it's like this weird in between line. So they don't know that they're dead. Time doesn't pass either, so they're stuck in the same kind of like time zone. Well, I read this somewhere. Whether or not like that's genuinely how ghosts work or what, I don't know. But that's pretty
It's
cool.
probably just sort of like a thought, because obviously they can't prove it, can they? Unless there's some sort of science to back it up, but
Yeah.
it isn't, because you need proof to back up. I can say anything, but unless I have proof, you wouldn't 100% believe me. If I said, "Oh, I can do a backflip," and you go,
I
"Oh,
was
show
like,
me," and I go,
show
"No,
me.
no, I can do it. I don't have to show you that I can do one."
Yeah, we just don't have the scientific evidence to prove ghosts right here, right now, do we? We're not that knowledgeable.
It's a weird thing about, people when they say, "Oh yeah, I technically died for 5 minutes."
Yeah.
It's like, what do they see or feel? You don't know. To them, it's just they close their eyes and they open it.
I think it's just like sleeping, just black, nothing, and then you wake up. You know when you sleep and you can't remember a dream, and it's just like you remember falling asleep, then it's black, then you just wake up. I think that's it. That's what they all experience, and I also think that's what being dead is like. I don't think there's an afterlife, um, or reincarnation. There might be, but I don't know. I just kind of accept that there might be nothing after death.
See, I haven't come to that. I don't want to accept that yet. Because it's just, yeah, it's good to be like, this is your life, live it. And I still do that. But I also like to know that when you die, I can still think and do stuff. It's not just nothing. Because it's like, it's a scary thought to have that when you die, it's literally nothing. I want to think that it's literally like, I don't want to, like, I don't think personally there's a heaven or hell. Like, there's not a place in the clouds where everyone lives.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be, imagine how many people are dying
Yeah.
or
Well,
have.
it'd just be like an
It would be
unlimited
fucking
place full
massive.
of people, wouldn't it? It would be huge. I don't know. I and yeah, that's why I think it's probably just. What if you don't see anyone though? What if you're alone? You go to heaven and you're alone. You're the only one there. Everyone has their own version of heaven. Maybe it's not heaven shared with people. It's what you consider heaven. And if you were to go to hell, it would be what you'd consider to be hell. So not everyone goes to the same thing.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah, no. Hell is definitely like, you're in your own hell. And so your fears and stuff, they just sort of use it against you and it just sort of repeats
Yeah.
and repeats. But heaven, I feel like maybe family, maybe the people that you know are in the same heaven. Like, if you die, like, we go up to heaven with like granddad, grandma, and
Yeah.
it's sort of like. But then, if you think about it, that's a long chain, because then you'd want to be with your friends, and then your friends would want to be with their friends, and then
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, grandma and granddad have passed away, and if there is such thing as heaven, and if they're there, maybe their version of heaven is with our us as grandkids of what they remember us. So we're technically there in in their heaven. And obviously they're children, so mum's there, you know, and their friends are there. It was despite if they're dead or not, they're already there because that is their heaven.
but then they don't know they're dead.
Yeah. Well,
That'd be a good TV show,
I
wouldn't
think
it?
they'll know though. I think you would know that you've died. Surely. I don't know, maybe
Be like
not.
The Good Place, wouldn't it? That TV show, when you die, they go into a room and goes, and there's just a woman or a man and goes, "So you're dead? This is how you died. Welcome to heaven." And it sort of walks you around like The Good Place.
I mean, if you die in your sleep, it's crazy because if you die in your sleep and then wake up in heaven, you're like, what the fuck just happened, you know? Or just anything. If you go into hospital and you're just slowly like closing your eyes, thinking that you might be falling asleep or passing out, but no, you just died. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is really crazy to think about.
Oh, by the way, Good Place was well fucking confusing.
Season 1 was good, then it got fucking.
I think I couldn't even watch past season 1. There's just so much shit going on that TV show. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure if I had the attention span, I could enjoy it. But like, especially as it's a TV show, it's got to keep people interested, so it keep going and going and going. But if it's a movie, then there'll be like a few twists. But yeah, no, it's crazy.
If I knew how you died, would you want me to tell you?
No,
If I just knew like the date.
I wouldn't want you to tell me if you knew like when, either, because then it would just be me counting down the days. It's like a mystery, isn't it? No one really knows when they're gonna go.
No. It could be tonight.
Could be tomorrow. Fucking hope it's not. Touch wood, it's not. But
It's just like it's not a true story basically, but it's sort of like a moral of the story. But the story is, there's this girl on her birthday. She got an envelope with "This is how you die" on it. You can either choose to open it and know how you die, or live your life. So she opened it.
Yeah.
It said, "You'll die by poisoning." So from that day on, she didn't go out. Her and her boyfriend just ate in all the time. She refused to eat anything, no takeaway, no restaurant food.
yeah,
And then one day her boyfriend said that, "Why don't we have a date night? I'll cook you some dinner and we'll just chill." She died because her boyfriend poisoned her because she wouldn't go out.
yeah,
It's like there's no point running away from death. You're gonna die,
yeah.
and if you're gonna die by that, if she didn't open the envelope, she'd have died another way. Because she opened it, it said poisoning. But if she didn't, in that envelope, it probably said something else.
Well, no, I reckon it says poison in it regardless, but it wouldn't have been by her boyfriend poisoning her. It could have been like severe food poisoning. Someone could have poisoned her, not her boyfriend. So poison might have been the reason, the way that she dies always.
Now,
You
see,
know?
I thought about this, but is what if I opened the envelope and it said, "You'll die in a car crash,"
Yeah.
and then what if I just never left my room? Or would I die by a car crash?
A car flies through your fucking window and kills you.
In the future, there's just flying cars. I'm like, well, fucking shit.
Well,
Bunker.
yeah, build a bunker.
But I just think,
No, that's true. Actually, I always thought, the way you're gonna die has been set out for you.
see, I thought that, but like I said, I thought about it, I was like, but if it said I would die by a drunk driver, or like a car crash,
But it might not ever be that like specific. It might just be accident. You'll die by accident. Car accident, plane accident, train accident.
yeah.
Nothing like this time, this date, this is what's gonna happen. Just, poison, illness, accident. It's already set. You know what I mean?
Yeah, do you think it is the date set though, or do you think how you're gonna die is set? Do you think it can change though?
Yeah, I think it
What
can.
if she opened it and it said poison, and then she shot herself?
Yeah, that's the thing. You're cheating that way, cheating death almost. It's like your actions will always have a reaction. So if I was to never go to the gym, never work out, do any kind of exercise, when I'm older, I'm gonna be fucked. Basically, my body's gonna hate me, and I'll probably eventually die because of that. So to prevent it, work out, exercise, go to the gym. You're preventing yourself being like that. If you don't want to get in a car accident, don't drive a car. If you don't want to get in a plane accident, don't ever get in a plane. So it just depends on your actions.
Yeah, but then it's like your actions have consequences as well, because it's like if you're afraid of having a plane crash, and then you're like, well, then now you're limited to yourself. You can't go on holiday.
Now
So
you
it's
can
either
get
you
trains
live your
around.
life. Yeah, but you can't. Would you bloody get a train to? How can you get to America?
Who would want to go to America at the moment?
I mean, just in general, like it's like you either choose. Like it was a quote from Shawshank Redemption. I always say Red Dead Redemption. It's Shawshank.
That's
It's
a
get
sick
busy
game.
living or get busy dying. And it's always like, yeah, you
Yeah, no,
either
I get what you mean.
don't do something because you're like, oh, I might die. It's like you might fucking die doing anything.
Yeah. Just worry about living your life. Exactly. That's
Because if you're not gonna get busy living, you might as well just start
Yeah.
preparing for your death.
Yeah. Well, that's why I think people have come up with reasons as to what happens after you die, because they're preparing for their death.
Yeah.
Say, oh, you can't do this, otherwise you go to hell. that's you preparing your death. You're not like that's preventing yourself from doing something. You know, as long as you enjoy it, you're not hurting yourself or other people.
Not saying, oh, if you want to fucking
Shoot a load of
shoot a
people,
load of people, do it.
No,
No,
it's no.
because now then you're just being a prick. Well, you're being a bit more than that.
Well, that's
but,
what I mean. You don't hurt yourself or other people.
Yeah.
As long as you're enjoying it, don't worry about when you're going to die. Just, yeah. It's going to happen, and everything dies, and you just got to accept it.
Yeah. It's just
Everything.
better that way to just accept it than be afraid of it.
Exactly.
But then obviously you've also got to be a little bit afraid of it. I think a little bit in order to survive. A little bit. Because would you jump out of a plane without a parachute?
No, this is
and get someone to catch you?
stupid.
No, say if you jump out of a plane, say if I had a parachute.
Yeah.
And you were going to
Well,
jump
no,
out of a
I
plane,
wouldn't
and
trust you to catch you. You've never parachuted before.
Okay, a pro
But I
catcher
get your
then.
point. I get your point. You just mean be sensible.
Yeah.
And in that case, if I was to jump out of a plane with no parachute, but the person that was catching me was a trained parachuter, years of experience, has dove millions of times, fuck it, they could catch you. Could be pretty fun being caught in the middle of the air. No, I wouldn't do it myself because just personally that sounds like hell. But you know what I mean? You're gonna be sensible about, the way you do things. If you speed down a 30-mile-per-hour road on bends, you're not being sensible. You're preparing for a car crash.
Yeah.
You're just gonna be sensible. Then you'll be alright. That's why I was talking about how going to the gym. Be sensible.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, if you just keep fit now and just keep fit throughout your life, then when you're old, you'll be more healthier.
Exactly.
You fucking eat shit and don't run or don't go on long walks or any walks. You're more prone to have illnesses when you're older.
Yeah.
How would you want to be remembered if you could choose one thing? If I say, oh yeah, Fraser, he was.
If I wanted to be remembered, it wouldn't necessarily be me ever really doing anything too big. I just want to be remembered for being me, really. Just
Well, yeah.
Fraser.
I'm saying if you could pick one aspect of you now.
Yeah, it'll be me. Just who I was. Just not
everything.
giving a shit about what no. I mean being me for who I am and not
being unique.
Yeah, just Fraser, he had long hair even though a load of people told him to cut it. He was just being him. I would want to be remembered for, just doing my own thing.
Yeah.
That's how I'd want to be remembered. Living the life that I want to live, just doing whatever,
Yeah, 100%.
Does that make sense?
No, 100%, yeah.
What about you?
It's pretty much the same, yeah. Pretty much, I don't want to be like, oh yeah, it was Reese. But I also, at my funeral, right, I don't want people to lie as well. I want people to be like, oh yeah, Reese fucking annoying as shit. Say how it is. I don't want, oh yeah, he was such a calm boy. No, I fucking wasn't. Fucking off my nut half the time. Fucking mental. I don't want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because I'd say if someone's to kind of lie at your funeral, they're disrespecting the dead, and that's always not a good idea. So, yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But what would you want to be remembered for? It's just being you, pretty much.
Yeah. Pretty much the same as you. I don't really have anything to really. Yeah, pretty much the same. Not to oh yeah, I
Piggyback off.
don't have an answer. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, yours is literally was mine.
Right.
But
I think though, if besides that, if I did want to be remembered for anything, it would be like for like traveling around
Yeah.
in a van by myself. Well, not necessarily always by myself. I don't intend to stay lonely. But I'd want to be remembered. Oh, that's
But then
his
again, that's
goal
you
was.
as well.
Yeah, exactly. His goal was to always travel. And he did it. Yeah, so I'd be remembered for doing
Following your
what.
dreams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Follow my dreams,
So
living life how I want to.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, definitely. And I think that's how people should really go about it too. You can't
I think I don't
can't be
think people should
remembered for
try and do stuff to be remembered. I think they should just live their life and then be remembered for
that.
what they were, not what they were trying to be.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to spend your whole life trying to be remembered. Because I was thinking about it, isn't it a weird thing that later down the line you will literally be forgotten?
Yeah. It would take a little while though if you have kids. I actually know because obviously, well, if I died and if I didn't have kids, then you're not going to instantly forget me.
No, I'm not going to forget you, but
No, but it is a pretty crazy thought. Like generations ago, yeah, no, I'll just be
unless you're like
Yeah.
bloody Freddie Mercury or something.
some kind of celebrity in the
Yeah.
future. But there will always be proof of me because I've got a digital footprint, like social media, our Instagrams. When we die, unless we take it down ourselves or someone else is there,
Doesn't it
it
get turned into like when you die, Facebook turns into like a memorial page or something?
Yeah, but that's the thing. You're still there. You're
But
still evidence of
that's
you.
what I'm saying.
No, because when you know, with Facebook, if someone does die, you can get the death certificate papers to prove that you're dead. Then it does something saying I haven't ever like seen one.
No.
But yeah, you can prove that someone's dead because I know that because in one place I used to work, he said that he tried to do it with his mate that's still alive.
Oh,
He tried to like tell Facebook that he was dead, but he needed proof of his death. You can't just like
take a picture of him sleeping or something.
That is the case, then you could just troll a lot of people. Yeah. Fucking hell. I mean, like the cruelest prank, pretending that you're dead.
Yeah, I think there must be some sort of prank out there to like that must really fuck with someone. Imagine if like you woke up and I text like every single person you knew to just ignore you. If like I literally went around everywhere. If I just sent out, if there was a way to just text every single person in the world, just be like, can you ignore this person? Touch a picture of you, be like, just ignore them for one day. Don't acknowledge them. Don't react to anything. Wouldn't that proper fuck you up?
Yeah, that would make me so depressed. Like, people are pretending you're not even there.
But then I think it will click for a moment. I'll be like, wait a minute, I could literally fuck all right now. I could literally do anything right now. No one's gonna.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
But then
you can
and
push
then,
people
but then it will hit. But then it will hit the next day. Like, what if I just went, oh, if no one can see me, I'm just gonna fucking walk around naked. Then what if like the fucking next day went, oh yeah, by the way, Reese, you're on the news. Like, it was just a prank. We all could see you. Now there's videos of you walking around the town naked.
Yeah, but I wouldn't wake up and think I was dead or invisible. That's just not.
I'll just think everyone's being a prick.
Exactly. That's why. Exactly. I just think everyone's being a prick. Then I think I'd do something that would annoy someone to the point where they'd have to talk to me. Like I'd go in your room and smash up your computers or some shit. Because you wouldn't ignore me after that, would you? I just fucked up your computers.
Take a piss on your bed or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't ignore you after that. Be
No.
well annoyed. Couldn't just like, oh, gonna still pretend he's not here.
But what I'd do actually, it'd be really good though if you did smash up the computers and I did just ignore you still.
I'd
I'd be
actually,
like, Mum, why's my computer just suddenly smashed up?
if that was to happen though, I think I'd genuinely question if I was still alive or not, because that would be how I'd try and prove it, to annoy
it's-
someone to the point to get a reaction. But if you don't get a reaction, then
Or what would
Yeah.
be proper scary is if you woke up, you like, you sort of sat up on your bed and you were like laying in a coffin at a funeral, and we all just suddenly go, shit, he's alive. We all pretend to like cry, or we all just continue just ignoring you, and you just get out and you're like, and we're just in your, like, we all cry, and it's like, we've just made this like fake funeral, and you're just like, and we're just like, he died so young, and you, that would probably fuck you up then, wouldn't it?
I think that'd be fun. That'd be fun. I'd be curious to see who turns up at my funeral.
But that's, I've always wanted to be like, when I die, I don't want it to be just nothing, because I want to be there at my funeral. I just want to see what,
Who would be there?
who would be there, what they would
cries the
say.
most? Yeah, what
I'd be
they
like,
say about
You better fucking cry, mate.
Yeah, what? Yeah, say if you were able to do that.
I don't want
though.
anyone to cry at my funeral.
Why? What? Just you want to celebrate it?
Yeah, I want it to turn up in a onesie. I don't care.
Fuck all that, like, fuck all
Yeah,
that.
like that.
Wear smart suit and play
just-
sad music.
Yeah,
You
turn up
can't.
in trackies and
Yeah.
play
Yeah.
"Burn Motherfucker Burn" by Five Finger Death Punch.
Just put some like hardcore drum and bass on.
you dance around my coffin or
You
something,
just
like-
carry me down the aisle.
Like those guys in that meme video.
Yeah,
Yeah. You're
exactly.
just-
Well, that's
throwing it up in
what
the
some
air.
people do, though, right? Funerals are a genuine celebration. They're not quite what we do here. I
yeah.
think I'd want that too.
It's also getting to the point though where literally I don't think I could afford to die yet. It's fucking expensive.
Well, yeah, but you're dead. You
If
like
you had it my
what?
way, you know. Yeah, I don't give a shit. I'm just worried about fucking.
Oh, what for the people that
Has to
yeah,
deal
but,
with that.
yeah, but who says that we're gonna throw a funeral for you? We could just throw your body in the lake or something.
No, I would generally. I would be fine with you just having a barbecue, just put me on a bonfire or something. But apparently that's not legally allowed.
Well, I joked about being buried in the in the garden.
Well, just fucking eat me if you want. Fucking-
I mean, as morbid as it is, though, like when I'm dead, I don't care if people have a funeral for me or not, because I'm not alive to know if it happens. You know, I mean, I'm sure people would do something. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it wouldn't bother me. I mean, because it couldn't. I'm dead.
What I'll do, I'll piss you off. I like one of those lanterns. Because they're bad for the environment, aren't they? Fucking, here you go, Prezzo, fuck you.
Get a biodegradable one or something.
I'll drink a water bottle and throw it on the floor. Put my middle finger up at you.
Like, if you want to like majorly piss me off or something, like get my ashes, put me in a plastic bottle, and lob me into the sea.
I'll make you into a plastic bottle.
Yeah,
I'll
exactly.
Jam it, I'll make you into a plastic straw and I'll jam it down a turtle's nose or something.
No. That would be the
No,
biggest
I wouldn't.
fuck you.
No, I definitely wouldn't do that though. But just as a screw you.
yeah.
I'll have you in like a boy band music video.
Yeah. Although,
Cardboard cut out of you.
what would be pretty cool, I'd want a Viking funeral. Lay me out on a load of pile of wood, float
It's
me
a
out
bow
to
in it with
sea,
some flowers around it.
and burn it.
Better start taking archery lessons then, ain't I?
Yeah. Or just like
Yes.
Well, you got a long time as yet, so
Well, you don't know.
That's true. Let's hope I got a long time, you
Yeah, yeah. I got enough time to learn how to shoot a burn and arrow into a boat, and I
know.
start
Although
learning.
if you
Or how
never,
about I'll do you one better. I'll put you in. I'll make a little boat, paper mache boat, and I'll put you in the bath. I'll set. I'll put your ashes on that.
yeah, but then you just burn the fucking house down. And I'm not
I'll do
talking
it in
about.
your house.
Yes, right. I'll be dead. I wouldn't need it anyway.
No, I'll have a fire extinguisher next to me.
Oh, great! It's half burnt body.
Yeah.
That'd be
Well,
fucking.
wouldn't have your
That'd be
whole body. It
great.
would be your ashes. I couldn't imagine if like
Yeah, no,
someone
but I'm
walked
talking
in.
about Viking funeral where you have my dead body, not my ashes, my
Yeah, yeah. I don't
actual
think that's
body.
legally allowed, though, is it?
I don't
Oh
know.
yeah. You want him buried or
I'm
cremated?
sure
Could we
if I
have him
put
in
it.
a takeaway bag, please? We just need to fire an arrow. And,
I don't know. I'll put it in my will. It has to happen then, right? Is that how it works? I don't fucking
I
know.
don't think so, because if I put in my will, oh yeah, can you just no,
Shit on me.
can you fucking rob the bank and give my kid 2 million? It's in my
Yes.
will, so it has to happen. But I guess that's a lot different too.
Yeah, it's a lot different
Yeah.
because the will is about what happens to you and then your assets.
I mean, we'd have to look it up. I'm pretty sure there probably is some sort, because I guarantee at least 10 people have put that in their will.
I
Minimum.
guarantee there's been so much shit in people's will, like for shits and giggles too, and not like, serious.
Yeah.
But I reckon
Yeah.
there's some like jokes wills out
I
there.
bet there is. I think. Yeah, no, the different is I think there's like I think I read somewhere that there's like instead of a car, what are those called? Those vans that drive the coffin.
Oh, those funeral cars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Instead that I
don't
think
know.
there was like an ice cream van.
If you had to pick the vehicle you'd driven around in, what would it be? Like, to your funeral.
Moped. Just a big fuck you. Yep. Don't know how you're gonna do it, but you're gonna do it.
You just get no, because what you do is just kind of lay your body like at the end of one.
A sleigh.
Just lump it over the end.
I want to be pulled on a sleigh, pulled by huskies. A hot air balloon. I want to be dropped in.
I want to be.
I want to be parachuted in to my funeral.
I want to be put on a skateboard and then my body bag on top, and,
And
then
I'll-
dragged behind a car
While I'm standing on you, like surfing.
Yeah, exactly. Ah, fucking hell. On that note, I'm gonna say that we should end the podcast here.
Yeah.
Because we're just chatting shit.
Yeah, it's just getting. I don't know
Uh,
where we're going with this. So
I would like to say thank you for all the support for everyone that listened to our first episode. I was genuinely blown away by how many people like actually listened. I thought it would just be one or two, couple family members, whatever. But like a lot of people listened to it, and it was fucking great. Any negative like things?
like
said,
it was
which is-
boring or like
Yeah,
it
yeah.
got dragged or something. No, it was like
It's great.
no. So yeah, thank you.
A massive thank you for that.
Let's hope we haven't let you down on this one.
Yeah,
Be like, no, fuck that, I ain't listening anymore.
this is truly fucking odd. I can't handle this.
Yeah.
If you want to follow me on Instagram, I am at Nomadic Era.
RWV_photography.
And thank you very much for listening, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye.